Now, you could tell from that last video that there was quite a bit of vibration and quite a bit of noise. It didn't pass the nickel test. There was some belt flutter. So there's a couple things that I've been looking at, and so the first thing I did was I removed the belt. So I wasn't sure if there was enough tension on it. Based on what I saw in the flutter, it didn't seem like there was. I have not yet removed any links from the belt, but I just wanted to run the machine without the belt on to see if that made a difference. So let's go ahead and fire it up with the belt removed and see what we see. So you can see here that put the nickel back on the in-feed table. So we'll go ahead and start it up and see what happens. So far so good. So audibly, there's significantly less noise. You still have that somewhat high-pitched sound, but based on what I've read about VFDs, they can sometimes contribute to motor noise. You can adjust that by changing the carrier frequency. I did toy with that a little bit, and it does make a difference, but from what I've read, the higher you go in carrier frequency, the less, the more heat that can be generated, which could shorten the lifespan of the motor and potentially the VFD as well. So I'm trying to avoid that if all possible. But for the Tico FM50 that I have, you can see I've already got it on F12, so function 12. Let's go back to, so here we are at the main control panel, running at 60 Hertz. You hear that vibration in the background, and I think that that's due to this enclosure being mounted on the side, so I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on it and see it goes away. So I need to find a way to isolate that, but I don't see that as being a big issue. For the time being, we'll just deal with it. But anyway, back to the VFD. If you go to the display function, and you can scroll up and down, but carrier frequency is function F12. And so you can see if you hit data enter, the factory setting is 5, which according to the manual is 8 kilohertz. So you can see you have a range from 4 kilohertz to 16 kilohertz. But again, as I said, from what I've read, the higher you increase that carrier frequency, the greater potential for bad things to happen. So I've left it alone, the factory setting of 5. But I may need to adjust that later on. So anyway, like I said, things are significantly quieter. Still get a little bit of vibration, but it passes the nickel test. So I don't think it's a motor bearing issue, but for those that are more well versed in this sort of thing, if you happen to hear something in this video that is cause for concern, please let me know. So now next we'll shorten up the belt a little bit, put a little more tension on it, and see if that does the trick.